TikTok is now one step closer to potentially being banned in the United States after a significant legal setback. A U.S. appeals court recently upheld a law that requires the popular video sharing platform to be sold to a non-Chinese owner or face a complete ban by January 19, 2025. This ruling is a major blow to TikTok, which had been fighting the law, arguing that it violated constitutional rights, including freedom of speech. However, the court disagreed, finding that the law does not infringe on the First Amendment or violate the Fifth Amendment's Equal Protection Clause. Instead, the law is aimed at addressing national security concerns tied to TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance. U.S. lawmakers have long feared that ByteDance could potentially share user data with the Chinese government or even manipulate TikTok's algorithm to spread propaganda. TikTok's lawyers have made the case that these fears are exaggerated, arguing that the platform's 170 million American users should not be silenced based on flawed and hypothetical information. In response to the ruling, TikTok has vowed to appeal, claiming that the U.S. Supreme Court has historically protected Americans' right to free speech and that this case is no different. The platform argues that the law unfairly targets TikTok while other foreign apps remain unchallenged. Meanwhile, the U.S. government maintains that TikTok's reach and the possibility that China could use the platform for covert surveillance or influence operations is a national security threat. This ruling aligns with the views of President Biden's administration, which signed the bill into law in April, requiring ByteDance to divest its control over TikTok or face a ban. The decision has caused a stir, with legal experts suggesting that this ruling could set a precedent for how foreign-owned tech companies are treated in the U.S., especially those with vast user bases. While TikTok has been given the chance to appeal, the clock is ticking toward the 2025 deadline, and if it fails to find a buyer or successfully challenge the law, it could be removed from U.S. app stores and services. This would disrupt millions of content creators, businesses, and influencers who depend on the platform for their livelihood, with smaller companies such as Meta, YouTube, and Snap poised to benefit from TikTok's absence. However, the situation is far from settled. TikTok supporters, including organizations like the ACLU, argue that banning the platform is a direct violation of free speech rights. They contend that TikTok offers a unique space for Americans to express themselves and communicate with people across the globe, and that banning it would stifle these voices. Critics of the ban also point out that there is no clear evidence that TikTok poses the immediate danger that some claim. Users on TikTok have also voiced their frustration, expressing fear that a ban could result in censorship and limit their ability to connect with others. Some users have gone so far as to say that they would rather see TikTok remain under Chinese ownership than have it fall into the hands of a competitor like Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, even as concerns over data privacy remain a key issue. The ban's potential consequences extend far beyond just the social media landscape. Content creators and small businesses rely on TikTok for marketing and engagement, and a ban could throw their operations into turmoil. In particular, creators who have built large followings and lucrative deals would be forced to adapt to other platforms, many of which may not offer the same reach or monetization opportunities. If TikTok fails to win its appeal or find a new owner by 2025, it could face a full ban in the U.S., potentially just before the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump, who has recently expressed opposition to the ban. During his previous term, Trump attempted to ban TikTok, but more recently, he has stated that he no longer supports the idea, citing concerns over giving an advantage to Facebook and its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. Trump's stance has added another layer of uncertainty to the issue, leaving many wondering whether he will attempt to reverse or delay the law if he returns to office. The TikTok ban debate has sparked a wider conversation about the role of social media in global politics, national security, and individual rights. It has raised questions about how much control governments should have over platforms that influence millions of people, and whether such platforms should be held to different standards depending on their country of origin. The outcome of this legal battle could have significant implications not just for TikTok, but for the future of tech regulation and digital freedom in the U.S. and beyond.